Let me take this other glove off, as the Vox Humana swells, and the beauteous fields of Eden bask beneath the abbey bells. Here where England's statesmen lie, listen to a lady's cry. Gracious Lord, oh bomb the Germans. Spare their women for thy sake, and if that is not too easy, we will pardon thy mistake. But gracious Lord, whate'er shall be, don't let anyone bomb me. Keep our empire undismembered, guide our forces by thy hand. Gallant blacks from far Jamaica, Honduras and Togoland. Protect them, Lord, in all their fights, and even more, protect the whites. Think of what our nation stands for. Books from boots and country lanes, free speech, free passes, class distinction, democracy and proper drains. Lord, put beneath thy special care 189 Cadogan Square. Although, dear Lord, I am a sinner, I have done no major crime. Now I'll come to evening service whensoever I have the time. So, Lord, reserve for me a crown, and do not let my shares go down. I will labour for thy kingdom, help our lads to win the war, send white feathers to the cowards, join the Women's Army Corps, then wash the steps around thy throne in the eternal safety zone. Now I feel a little better. What a treat to hear thy word, where the bones of leading statesmen have so often been interred. And now, dear Lord, I cannot wait, because I have a luncheon date.
What I really like about this poem is that it's an unusual sort of war poem. So it's taking the war and events which are normally written about in a very different way, with the war itself as the focus. And in a way, it seems to be more about the woman and what sort of person she is than about the war. Although what's really clever about it is that's not actually the case, because what the poem is really about is the way people's minds worked, or might have worked, in a war context.
Gracious Lord, O bomb the Germans, spare their women for thy sake. And if that is not too easy, we will pardon thy mistake. But gracious Lord, whate'er shall be, don't let anyone bomb me.
This is Betjeman in a satiric mode, and his satire is never really savage, but always very accurate. His great skill is the very precise expression of nuance of character. Here's a prayer spoken by a very foolish London matron, anxious about the war.
She pops into the Abbey to say a prayer to her Maker, with whom she has a very good relationship. Obviously, he's in awe. The Maker is in awe of this lady. That I'm very, she's very classy. They're very close.
Keep our empire undismembered, guide our forces by thy hand. Gallant blacks from far Jamaica, Honduras and Togoland. Protect them, Lord, in all their fights, and even more, protect the whites.
He is a social satirist, and the fact that he predominantly satirises the middle and upper middle classes is probably just because that's the class that he happened to come from. In this poem, I think what he's satirising is just people and their capacity for self-interest.
So, Lord, reserve for me a crown, and do not let my shares go down.
He uses rhyme and metre in an unmissable way, that they really are a main feature of his poetry.
Think of what our nation stands for. Books from boots and country lanes. Free speech, free passes, class distinction, democracy and proper drains.
People are a bit snobby about Betjeman because his poems are good fun. And also, they're good fun about serious subjects. And he does what all the best comic poets do. He writes comically about very serious things. I mean, this poem, In Westminster Abbey, is a serious poem.
A lot of people, I suppose, when they're genuinely feel fear, they will say their prayers to God and they'll offer everything. They will. And then they forget, really. Within a minute, she says, oh, well, I've got a luncheon date now. Must fly, but, Look after yourself.
At the end, although this woman's prejudices are revealed and her triviality is revealed, she's not a target of hatred or true contempt. We just have a laugh about her. There's much more important targets for our hatred at this period in history. It's a very nicely made little bit of light social satire.
And now, dear Lord, I cannot wait.
Because I have a luncheon date.